5 most important fights I can think of that we need to see in 2025, okay? Starting up with the obvious one, Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Now, before anything happens, we need to have Dana White actually promote Tom Aspinall instead of just sucking off Jon Jones the entire time. My man is on every single podcast going off Tom Aspinall. Nah, he's the most promotable fighter in the business. He wants to fight. He wants to be champ. He doesn't care about money. He just wants to be. He wants the champion belt, and he's got the shortest average fight time. He knocks everyone out in a round, and he's still sucking off Jon Jones in these bloody podcasts every time. We need to sort Dana White. We need to get him. We need to get him to actually promote some fighters other than his boy Jon Jones, right? In terms of who wins this fight, I've got Tom Aspinall as the favourite. I will also be telling you who I think the betting odds for these fights will be, because they are quite important. They're like, you never see a broke bookie, you get me? You never see a broke bookie, or a bookie that doesn't have any money, because they make these fights. They're not any of these like, oh, we're going to glaze Jon Jones. This is what I think they're going to do, because Tom Aspinall will just run firm, in my opinion. Well, I think the only way that Jon Jones wins is if he gets Aspinall down, and man choose to like mentally break him, which I can see happening. But I do think Tom Aspinall whops him within a round. Moving on, Ankalaev versus Pereira. We need to see this fight. Can we stop the docking? Like we called out for Jones last time because he is docking. This is like if Pereira wants to come back, he has to do it against Magomed Ankalaev. There's no other way around this. We have to crack down on this a little bit. We can't just come along and keep saying, oh, it's Pereira, he's the face of the company. We need to make sure that he fights Magomed Ankalaev. Because if he doesn't, we're just giving fight privileges to everyone. Ankalaev obviously has turned down 2 title fights previously. If he turns out a third one and then keeps saying now Pereira's docking him, then we're going to have a nice chat about what these guys actually end up doing. But I can see this happening in May. I can see it happening in April. Pereira says it will just come back in March, which is during Ramadan, so I can't see that happening, but it might happen. Who knows? Imagine he fights the winner of Hill versus Nebraska, and Ankalaev just gets dubbed again. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Going to the fight, I don't think Ankalaev's going to be the favourite. People are saying, oh, Ankalaev's a heavy grappler. He's going to beat Pereira. Listen, Ankalaev ain't no Khabib, This brother, he managed to get down Blachowicz, and he managed to get a decent amount of control against Blachowicz. Keep in mind that fight was a draw. He has a big weakness in leg kicks. He has solved it sort of by checking quite a few against Rakic, but he did lose that entire first round based off leg kicks. Pereira's got really nasty leg kicks. He has a southpaw, which Pereira does struggle with, and he does like to grapple a little bit, but I still think Pereira's got the advantage on the feet, and if he doesn't, pull guillotine like a moron, I think he heats on the feet for the most part of this fight, and probably wins by knockout or even by a decision. I think he wins a close decision as well. I think Pereira wins, and I think the bookies know Pereira wins, so that's why I think I've got him as a minus 200 favourite, and Ankalaev is a plus 200 favourite. These are all going to be pretty close matchups. There's not really going to be any that's going to be like, plus 700 like Jones versus Miocic. That was a stupid matchup. Whoever the match base, you need to get fired for that one. Moving on, Topuria versus Lopez. I think this needs to be made. Obviously, people are saying everyone deserves the shot. I mean, it could win over Sterling, but everyone hasn't had a 5-round in his entire career. He's gone to a decision every time, and he's never fought past the 3rd round before, but he's never fought, before the 3rd round either. He's only ever had 3-round fights, and he's gone to decision every single time. Can we please put the exciting guy who knocks people out in the 1st round in Lopez against the exciting guy who knocks everyone out in Topuria? That's a ball versus ball matchup. I want to see it, because Lopez has a better chance of beating Topuria than bloody Evloev does, right? Well, at least I hope so. If we get Evloev's jump at the end of this, then the entire division's ruined forever, and we should just shut down the entire company. On top of that, I do not want Topuria to re-rub to lightweight. I know he says he wants to take out Charles Oliveira. Dudes, you've got unfinished business at February, and as long as a Volkanovski matchup is not even on, don't even bring up Volkanovski. Get that man, feed into Evloev, feed into Lopez if you have to, feed into random featherweight, make him have a you almost forgot performance, right? Before he gets back in there with the guy that knocks him out last year, you get me? like out stiff, by the way. Not even like, oh, TKO, roundabout. Out cold. Didn't even need roundabout. Don't put him back in there. Otherwise, it's 3 consecutive knockouts. He's washed. You get what I mean? I think it'll be a minus 300 for topuria. I can see him knocking out Lopez, but I could see Lopez getting opposites of the first round. But, never see a broke bucky. They're betting their money on topuria, that's all I'm saying. Pantoja versus Figueiredo. I saw MMA Guru make a video about this, so naturally I have to make a video about this. That's kind of how this works. But it is a good matchup, to be fair, and it makes sense in terms of the flyweight division, especially with Ankalaev making his run on them through the division. It gives him more time to catch up, and also there's not really anything left for Figueiredo because he just got fraud checked by Jan. Unless he wants to fight Sanhagen or maybe try and get back into the picture, but even like at the bantamweight picture, he's like 3 years later. And how old's Figueiredo? It was like 35, is he? Had Lemons check quickly. He's 37 years of age. I've just looked at that's kind of mental. He's going to retire soon. Give him the title shot against Pantoja. Flyweight division, he can make flyweight. Like, come on, look, like he can make flyweight. He's made it before. And he's the only guy to really drop Pantoja, so he might as well. I think he beat him as well. Did he beat him? Yeah, he did beat him, so might as well run this back, do a second fight. Well, second fight or third fight? Well, bro, I really need to do my research for him. Okay, right, second fight. Do a second fight, hit him in the rematch, get Pantoja to avenge his loss. Then you got a star in Pant, well, not really a star, but you got you got Pantoja with his stock going up, and then you got Figueiredo retiring, This is a good fight. I can see Pantoja being the favourite here. I never think he did drop him and he did also win the first fight, but he's 37, he's gonna be the underdog going into this fight. If this fight even does happen, I didn't see the UFC matchmakers. I think the UFC matchmakers doing bloody Pantoja versus Kaikara France or Ankalaev. I mean, Ankalaev's threatening to go to Dana White's house in Vegas and might storm it if he doesn't get the title. There, we'll move on. Last matchup, I've gone a little bit crazy with this one. Islam Makhachev versus Belal Muhammad. Why not? Why not get these two? They train together. Well, they did train together. I mean, Belal, he kind of wants to live with a fan base, and that he goes with these Muslim fighters, not Muslim fighters, Russian fighters. Few just so happen to be Muslim as well. He gets his shot at the fan base because these guys are very hardcore fans. And Belal, well, before he got the title, he literally had 5, and now he's got the title. He's now got a bunch of fans, whatever. He's living life good. I think if this happens, Islam definitely wins, and the bookies know Islam win, and that's why they're going to put him as a major favorite. I mean, Belal, good wrestling, Islam's better. Belal's striking's terrible. Let's just be real. He's got a decent job, that's about it. On the feet, he couldn't hit Leon for toffee. He did rock Leon, and I don't know how he was, kind of piecing him up a little bit. And then he was piecing him up in one moment, and you've seen another moment where he whiffed 5 clean as day shots, and then gets cracked with a jab, He's poor on the feet, very inconsistent. His grappling is good, but it doesn't work against a guy who's equally as good at grappling to him. Islam would absolutely maul him. That's the end of this video. Let me know what you thought of it, if you even made